to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are chiming in. It is your lady friends at Fly Nubian Money. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Fly Nubian Money. I am Dr. LaNee Javet, and today we're talking about how socializing is getting expensive and how nearly half of Americans are losing close friends because of the cost of hanging out. We're going to break down the pressure to keep up appearances, the financial impact, and how to preserve relationships without going broke. Today, I have three beautiful queens with me. I have Shalaye Camillo. Usually I can see her name on there, but I can't today, so that's going to be okay. She is a real estate expert, I believe, and she can sell your house in any state, including Canada. We have Aisha Virzi. She is a financial literacy expert. You get your insurance from her. We have Dr. Sabrina, so noted. And she is also a financial expert and author and all of the amazing things. And so this topic is actually kind of cool and fun because we just traveled. We just hung out. We was just popping bottles and spending money. And by bottles, I mean water. We were just at ABC in Atlanta and had a blast. It was my first time meeting Dr. Sabrina, my second time getting to see Shalaye and Aisha. How did you guys enjoy your experience this week? What did you take away? I'll start with you, Shalaye. How was ABC for you?
Oh my God, ABC was amazing. And then just to have the National Business League joining, I feel like it was even more energy and more insights and things like that. It was so awesome. Takeaway for me, I got so many takeaways. Oh my God. Takeaway for me, we need to be focused on AI, y'all. We need to be focused on AI and incorporating and integrating AI into our businesses so that we are not swept away. So yeah, we should do some stuff on that.
Awesome. What about you, Aisha? How was ABC for you this year? And in the chat too. If you were there this weekend, yes, you participated in ABC. If you saw us in Atlanta, how was it for you? Let us know in the chat as well. Go ahead, Aisha.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. So good to see you ladies again. It was amazing. I think for me, I was just proud. I was just proud to see all these incredible professionals that we share the same values. And it's like, okay, where's the stupid narrative? Where is the stupid narrative, right? We've got it. So I was just so proud. That was my biggest thing that I just felt. And then the other one is the belief and the certainty that we need community. You cannot grow alone. Don't deceive yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You need community. Whether it's AI, whatever it is, you need a community of experts around you that come from the A, B, and C so that you know that you're the right people that have the same values and want to see you succeed. That was my takeaway. So proud.
I love that. So that means we're going to be talking about this conversation today. We're not talking about you. Make sure you come out and see us again next year. Spend your money. Come out and hang out with us. So many people approached us. It was so good to see you guys in person. Even just the feedback. Like, you guys are who you guys are. You're the same way online as you are in person. I just kept saying we're real friends, like in real life. And so it was so cool. What about you, Dr. Sabrina? Was this your first
A, B, and C? It was my first A, B, and C. And you guys, just the idea that people can come together. People that look like us can come together, can learn together. You think about what we were doing this weekend. It wasn't just spending money, Dr. LaNee. It was making an investment in ourselves, an investment in our knowledge. And to see that people were willing to do that was great. People are willing to come out and learn because, as we say, when you know more, you can do more. When you grow, you can grow more. And that's what we did. We grew more this weekend.
Yes, and it was great. So make sure you guys support All Black National Convention, flynubianmoney.com, the Fly Nubian Queens, when you can, where you can, and each person individually. Okay, so again, today we're talking about the fact that Americans are skipping gatherings and dinners. Nearly half report losing close friends due to the cost of hanging out. And so I'll ask you guys before we get to the video, have you ever skipped a social event because it was just too expensive, Aisha? Have you been like, it costs too? So I'll give you an example. Here in Arizona, I have a girlfriend, and she does this thing called bougie brunches. And so recently, I'm the Phoenix ambassador. And so here in Phoenix, I helped her to put on our bougie brunch, and it was $200 per person. And so some of my girlfriends was like, what are we doing for $200? Is it food? And then some of my other girlfriends was like, oh, just send it to me. Like, she didn't ask me no questions, no nothing. So have you ever skipped a social event because it was just too expensive, Aisha?
Wow, $200 for brunch, that's amazing. To be honest, I haven't because the friends, hopefully, that we have, we're understanding. We're business owners, so we're not frivolous. We don't believe in showing off to keep up. We don't just do that. So I haven't had to, skip any party because we come together as a group and bring something to the table, and then we just enjoy each other's company. So I haven't had to do something like that. I just haven't had. All these years we do brunches. We bring it together. Everybody say, you bring this, we all just contribute and have a great time. That's how it's always been all these years in business. So I haven't had to say no yet.
All right, that's good. What about you, Shalaye? Have you had to bow out graciously?
Yes, I have. Like, in Boston, we have a lot of Black-owned restaurants and businesses that are opening up, and I'm so, so proud of that. And obviously with that, you have people doing events and things all the time. And I get invited to a lot of events, and you just can't, like Aisha said, you can't be frivolous. I can't go to all of them. And so there are just going to be some things that you just can't be included in. And I would hope that wouldn't disrupt relationships, but I can see how just socially, maybe it is. If you're not able to make these events and people are doing it without you, then you're kind of getting left behind, I guess the feeling would be. Mm-hmm. But I have had events and I just like, nope, can't do it. I'm saving for this, can't do that.
Okay. In the chat, let us know, are there events that you've had to skip? Any social events because it was too expensive? Dr. Sabrina, same question to you. Have you had to say no to something due to the price?
Absolutely. Just recently, we had a family gathering that was held in Dallas. It was at a very nice location, as I was told. And it wasn't that I could not afford it. There's a difference between not being able to afford it and making a conscious choice to bow out. And I knew I had some other things coming up professionally that required an investment on my part. So for me, it was a matter of which one really is more of a priority for me right now. Now, of course, family is always a priority, but I thought that the location that they chose was really out of the price range for the majority of the family members. So going to that event, I knew that I would not see the majority of my family members just because of the location that was chosen. So yes, the answer, Dr. LaNee, is I absolutely have.
So sometimes it's a responsibility thing. So to answer that, I have to, and to your right. Sometimes it's not a can I afford it thing. It's a do I want to? Am I willing to pay that much? Does the value match? Do I need to be in this room? And then with what we do, I'm invited to so many things. I cannot show up at all the things. I cannot be in all the rooms, and I cannot pay for all the tickets. So you do have to kind of pick and choose the things that are priorities to you. You don't have to necessarily be in all the pictures. You don't have to be a Diddy in all the videos. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that this week, and no Diddy. But you don't have to do all the things and be in all the rooms.
Yeah.
In the world that we live in now, it's like the cool thing to be seen. And so people spend a lot of money just to be seen in the room, to get a picture for the gram and so forth and so on. And so we have a video that I believe we're going to show after the commercial break. And I believe I'm going to run this first commercial. Let's see how this goes. Here we go.
It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com. So we have a video that I'm going to share with you guys that talks about this and leads us into our first conversation. Let's see here. Give me some.
I cannot afford brunch every single weekend. I cannot afford concerts every month. I cannot afford 10 birthdays in June. I cannot afford trips to God knows where. I cannot afford it. I can't even imagine being a bridesmaid or being in a wedding right now. That would set me back financially to a point of no return. And it's so funny because sometimes I see these large friend groups and part of me is like, wow, like that is so cool. And that must be really nice. And then reality sets back in and makes me realize like you cannot afford that. And I've seen some people talk about this before, but not enough of how much of a luxury friendship is. It costs a lot of money to maintain and to create new friendships. And I'm in a place where I'm just surviving. The economy is what it is. I don't even know how people are going out. I mean, if I go out one weekend, I have to live like a monk the following weekend. So I really do need to pick my battles wisely these days. And having a lot of friends just is very expensive. And then on top of that, I'm expected to date.
She said, I am not for the shenanigans. I can't be your friend and I can't date you. How often do you feel pressure to fit in, Shalaye? Do you ever feel a pressure to fit in?
No, I can't say that I feel a pressure to fit in.
Or show up or be.
Yeah, I do feel the pressure to show up. And again, and maybe sometimes it's like you got to put out the PSA to people like, hey, I love you. You know, I support you in everything you do. And I just can't go to all the places. I do the PSA for friends who call me and I don't get back to them until a week or two later. My real friends know, oh, she's busy. Mm-hmm. And when we get back together and we pick back up, it's like we never fell off and they know, and that's like your close friend circle. Mm-hmm. But it is expensive. And I don't think that one thing that she said that stood out to me was that it's expensive to have friendships. And I think maybe it's expensive to have acquaintances, but I don't think that if they're your real friends, I don't think it's expensive to have friendships because you can come over to my house and we can have cheese and crackers. Okay. And we can do it like that and we can have a conversation. I think that there's a lot of, because social media, there's a lot of surface level things going on in friendships. like the trips and everything, that's beautiful and everything like that. But I think that a lot of times it's done to capture the moment and to put it out there and things like that. What of the actual dynamic of the group that's going? Because I've gone on some girls' trips.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just leave it there.
Leave it there. Okay. We're not gonna talk about nothing. Okay. Aisha, has social media has social media played a part in making keeping up with friends expensive? Because like Shalaye, I remember, you have happy hour at the house. You might not go out or Netflix and chill. Before Netflix and chill, we have a movie night. You know what I'm saying? We might get together at a girlfriend's house, but now everything is for the gram. We got to go to the latest place, to the newest thing. And to go out, you got to have a new outfit. And it just comes with a lot. Do you think that that's in part to social media?
I must be a hermit or something, because I'm on social media, but I don't look at anything. I was telling, I don't know if it was Shalaye, one of my friends, I'm not in social media. I have to because of business, but I don't spend too much time because I'm so busy in my regular life. I don't have time to do that. I know it's important, don't get me wrong, but this going to see what people are doing, where they've been, has never been my way of life. Never been. I wasn't born wealthy, so I'm not looking for wealthy people to. No, I'm not. I'm content the way I am and where I'm at. I have a lot of fantastic, successful friends, so I don't need to go look for more people to shine. I don't need to do any of that. So I'm grateful that I don't have that kind of mindset. I just don't, because I also am around people that have a lot of money and they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't show what they're eating. They don't do any of that. So I've learned over this decade that actually people that have money are quiet. They don't show up. They don't tell you where they've been. They don't do that. It's those that are poor that have become wealthy, or rich and wealthy are two different things, that want to be loud and show off. So I'm grateful that I learned from that. I'm not from a wealthy family, but I'm around people that are wealthy, and it's very quiet, very, very quiet. So I'm glad that I don't have to do any of that. Really, I'm grateful. So, yeah.
So I have to address Anonymous and say, where the hell y'all been at? See, you wasn't here on time, because we said we were
ABNC.
He didn't miss us.
We've been in Atlanta at the All Black National Convention, and our executive producer was with us, and so we had to we had to pull back for a couple of days. But you're right. He said y'all disappear for days and then pop up randomly. Hey,
we love you, Anonymous.
I appreciate that you missed us and you knew we wasn't here. Okay,
that's nice.
You. That's so cool. Yeah,
it's cool.
Today we are talking about nearly. I'm looking for my notes. Nearly half of Americans are skipping gatherings and dinners, reporting that they are losing close friends due to the cost of hanging out. Dr. Sabrina, how do you politely say no without hurting your relationships? But before you answer that, in the chat, tell me about your guys' experiences. Are you spending more money right now to hang out? Is it costing you more to hang out with your friends? Are you losing friends due to the cost of being cool and kicking it and doing all the things? Let me know in the chat. Dr. Sabrina, tell me how do you say no?
Okay, so one of the things that I learned again from the All Black National Conference from the Constance Carter is no is a complete sentence. So I just say no. But in all seriousness, I have maybe because I'm a little older, I can't relate to the topic. Mm-hmm. My friends are not superficial. Mm-hmm. I don't lose friends because I can't go places. I don't lose friendships. I've had friendships, some of which have spanned 40, 50 years. And so, if I got something else going on, or my friends have something else going on, we have a level of respect, a level of true friendship, a level of love for each other, and knowing each other and each other's financial situation to the point where we understand, we have a friend that may be going through just went through a divorce, and no, she doesn't have the money to come on the girls' trip, or we have somebody else that just lost their husband, or, so it's so different for me. I can't relate to that. I'm losing a friend because I can't hang out at the brunch, or I just can't.
Very superficial. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a demographic thing more so. I think it is an age. It could be age and also location. I think it's a demographic thing, like the people who you're around and who you hang out with, and definitely age. I think between probably the age, from what I'm seeing of people when I go out, probably between the ages of like early 20s to mid to late 40s. Those are the folks who are really out and on the scene and things like that. So I think it's a demographic thing. I also think it's a geographical thing too. Like when you're in cities like New York and Atlanta and Houston and things like that, that is kind of part of the culture in that area, that people go out and they have fun and they spend money like that. So I think that those things can be, can add to the pressure. If all your friends are doing it, if everybody in this area is doing it, you kind of feel like you should be doing it too. Or in order to be in or meet people, you got to do that. I can see how you could feel that way.
Do you think that the cost, let me see how I say this, the cost impacts the value of the trip? And what I mean by that is, when we were younger, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go to Vegas. We're going to get like a one room. It's going to have double beds. We're going to share. We just happy to be in Vegas. We're going to get to the room. We're going to change our clothes. We're going to go out. And I'm using Vegas because I'm on the West Coast. It could be Atlantic City or any one fun place that you used to bundle up and take everybody. At the nice grown age of 48, I don't want to share no room. I need my own room. And I don't want to be sitting back there and coach. So I'm gonna pay a little bit more money for this economy plus ticket or whatever it is, so I can have some extra leg room. I do not want to be riding nobody's Uber. So when I get there, I want, and if I am, it's gonna be XL. Like, I'm not bougie, but things have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, not bougie, but things have changed. So our $300, $500 Vegas trip is now a $1,500, $2,500 Vegas trip, right? What happens when your life increases or your lifestyle increases or your expectations increase for you, but your girlfriend's maybe does not? Y'all still want to go on the same trip. Then what happens? What do you think? I'm gonna go around here to all of y'all.
Yeah, I think that, so I'm the type of friend that sometimes I'm willing to compromise. I totally 100% agree with you, LaNee. I want my own room. I want to go to the spa when I'm there and things like that. But also if I know that I'm with friends who they can't afford to do that, or if I'm in a situation where I'm doing something specific in business or whatever, and I don't want to spend that money because I need to do something more important, I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to do the double beds with my friends. Still, I'm sure I'll get to the point where I'm like, no, it's a non-negotiable no, but I'm still willing to compromise. Instead of going to the expensive restaurant every night, I'm okay with not no drive-through, not no Wendy's and nothing, but I'm okay with doing like a little less expensive restaurant to accommodate everyone, because I want everyone to have a good time. Really, for me, when I'm with my friends, it's about being with my people and how that feels. And it's less about the aesthetics of it all. And that also depends on which friend, because I definitely have
say that.
friends.
Yeah, because you have
that we go to the, we want to do all the things. But then I have another group of friends. I have a large group of friends that different, incomes and things like that. Yeah. So
this circle of friends you can do this with.
Yes.
I have my one girlfriends, even to this day, we do what we call backpack Vegas. We fly Spirit, which is only fly Spirit if you don't care about your life.
Right.
We do a backpack where we say we're only taking what you can get in your backpack. So if you can't get in your backpack, it doesn't go. It's like a no makeup, it's grimy, but it's like we don't even stay on the strip. We stay like over in old Las Vegas. And if you can't, whatever shoes you got on, you're wearing all weekend, whatever you get in your backpack, did it. And then we
fun though.
$188. So I do both. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We got to go to commercial, and then I want to hear from both you, Dr. Sabrina, and you, Aisha, because I think this is the important part of how we make our friends work, even at these various financial commitments. Let's go to commercial and we'll be right back.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
I'm coming. That's I think that's my favorite commercial of all the commercials. All right, make sure you check us out at Fly Nubian Money Club, flynubianmoney.com. Make sure you text the word Queens to 87948 if you want to get notified when we are on here live every Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. Make sure you check us out on Spotify. If you miss us live, you can always go and check us out there, and make sure that you leave a 5-star review, 6 if you can. All right, so I'm going to go to you, Aisha. How do you maintain long-term friendships when money levels differ, or you have different groups of friends and you're trying to do all the things?
Yes, and isn't that very tough to do sometimes? But I think I just love what Shalaye said about matching the energy. There's some friends, and also you, Dr. LaNee, depending on the person, and you know them, they're your friend, you care about them deeply. It doesn't matter where you are in life. You don't let that determine how you enjoy each other. If that person doesn't have as much as you come to their level. You at that time, you just to show them that the solidarity of friendship, and they feel your presence and your love. And if your other friends or that professional that you've had a relationship with, again, you match them. You just match their energy based on what is happening. But at the end of the day, it's to be true to who you are, right? For me, with my friendships, like everybody, we have different groups of friendships, so different types. There's a mom friendship group that all the kids grow up together. There's a school friendship group that the kids go together, and business friendship group. So it all depends. For me, what I do with my friends to keep everybody like just happy and where I feel at my best, where I'm not trying to be somebody else. Because that's the worst feeling, trying to be like somebody else. I don't want to be like anybody. I just want to be myself. I just host something simple. It may be in my backyard. I'll say, you know what, look, it's not fancy, but I'll make something for us to eat. I will cook for us. That's how I show them my love for us to be together. But when it comes to traveling, we just do it together. We plan it together ahead of time so everybody can participate. Where it's not just, oh, we're going to go to this fancy place. Can you go? And then you feel like left out because you can afford it. Rather, we tell each other, okay, this is going to be happening in 6 months. Maybe we can, plan to do it. And only if the person is able to do it. I've never been in a situation where I'm put where I feel like, wow, I can't go. Everybody's going. I can't go, because those are your close friends. And every other person, I just match the energy and not feel like I have to be somebody else just to fit in. Then I don't want to be in that group, because to me, sometimes then it's even if you're with people that are very wealthy, if they make you feel uncomfortable in a way where you don't feel whole, then you shouldn't be there, because then you're not going to grow. It's almost like you're being looked down upon, because there's a way somebody can challenge you in a good way and challenge you in a way where you feel like you're less than. I don't want to be in that room. It doesn't matter to me. I don't want to be in picture with you. So it's just really being myself and being comfortable in my own skin. That's how I try to set my friendship no matter what, and come to that level and make everybody feel happy.
Gotcha. All right. So Americans spend an average of $2,000 to $3,000 per year trying to keep up with friends' social habits. Dr. Sabrina, what do you think about that? Do you feel that way with your friends? I know you already kind of said we don't have that, but can you elaborate?
No, I don't. Again, maybe it's the age thing. I don't know what it is, but first and foremost, I think we have to define friend. A lot of times people get the impression that folks are friends that are really not friends. You know, we live in a world now that everybody that comes along, that's your friend, because we have this thing it's called social media, and you have friends on social media. Oh, no. Those are not friends necessarily. Friendships are things that have to be built. A lot of times they are things that you have to work on. You have to feed into to get something from. And as I say, a lot of the relationships that I have been built over years. And so, no, there's this saying, what we sometimes spend money that we don't have, buying things that we don't need to impress people that we really don't even like, or in this instance, that we really don't even know, but we're calling these people friends. So no, I'm not spending anything to keep up with nobody else's social habits. I'm not doing that. And I think that's a conversation. It's so good that we're having this conversation today, because if you think about it, if we're trying to encourage and teach and promote the building of wealth, they may not necessarily go hand in hand. You can't go out, every time your quote unquote friends go out. Why not take that money and invest it? Why not take that money and we're going to meet up together and talk about how we can, the money that we're going to spend on the brunch, we can pool those resources together and go buy some stocks or something. It's just a total different conversation, I think, that we got to start having, because who are we enriching by these choices that we make to go to these places and do these things? Are we supporting Black businesses when we go to these different places? A lot of times we are not. So it's just, we got to start thinking different and stop trying to, back in my day, we called it keep up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm. We used to call it that in this day too. But he made a couple of good points. So our executive producer asked in the back end, is that expensive, LaNee? Do you pay $2K to $3K to socialize? And I think I do. But I want to say this. I have a bad habit of socializing at my business functions. I don't separate the two. So the reason why I think I do is because if I'm leaving my house, I'm doing some business. So even if I am socializing, it's at a business event. So I might be paying $100, $150 to get in something that the Black Chamber is doing, that the Black da-da-da is doing. So I'm socializing, but with a purpose. Yes. I might be flying somewhere. I might be going to a conference. To me, that's socializing, even though I'm getting something out of it. When I post my video from ABC, you're gonna be like, "Well, when did you sit in a conference? We was kikiing and having a good time. Okay, we going to eat. I dragged Miss Black Hollywood to Morton's 15 minutes before they closed. Like, we had fun. Okay, and by the time you do your airplane, 5 nights hotel, like that's." I probably could have, you know what I'm saying? Like that could have been that trip alone.
But Dr. LaNee, I have to interject here and ask the question though. Even with that type of socializing, at the end of the day, when you ask yourself about, the $2,000, $3,000, whatever the dollar amount is, where is it coming from? Is this coming from your business budget? Or is this coming from your personal budget? Now, if I am able to write this off as a business expense, I can socialize with you all day long. But if we're talking about, and I take it that this conversation, this topic that we're having today, is primarily people who are doing this out of their personal resources. If you're not able to claim these as business expenses, then maybe you need to rethink what you're doing.
You made a good point. That is very true, because they are business things that I'm doing to socialize, and so they are absolutely write-offable. So that's a great question. If I was not, then I would say it would probably come down to my income. How much money am I bringing in? Because I think all of these conversations come down to, if you are a thousandaire, you're probably not spending $2,000 to $3,000 for socializing. If you're a $100,000aire, you probably are, and it's in your and it's really in your personal life. So I think the amount of money that you can spend socializing is determined by how much money you make to live, right? And
it should be
balance.
It should be. But a lot of times it's not, and people find themselves again spending money that they don't have to try to keep up with other people. And I've actually had that experience myself with a girlfriend who went on a trip with us, knowing that she could not afford to go on the trip. So when we pulled everything together to buy tickets, when it came time for her to reimburse us, then we find out, well, I really couldn't afford to go on the trip. So to your point, yes, that's the way it should be, but it's not always the case.
Listen, I can't wait to tell y'all a story when we get back. We're going to watch a quick video, and then we're going to come back and keep this conversation going.
The death of partying in these United States. What's going on, people? It's been noticed by a whole bunch of folks. There's a survey, the American Time Use Survey found that in the last 20 years, 2003 to 2024, the amount of time that everyday Americans spend hosting or attending a social event declined by half, and it's been particularly bad among young Americans. People between the ages of 15 and 24, when you should be partying all the time, as the song says, your partying is down 70%.
But why is that? Is it because people are working or because they don't want to party?
I don't know.
What is it?
Is it because it's expensive to party?
On any given weekend, only 1 in 25 of American households are doing something social, either hosting or attending. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I would think that hosting, I'm not sure about that, but going out to restaurants, going out to bars, that stuff is increasingly expensive. Everything is priced way high.
But you have people over and have some cheese on a plate at home and drink some whatever. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be expensive.
No,
have people in your backyard. I don't think that like hanging out and partying a little bit more is going to like solve the world's problems, but I do think we could do a little bit better connecting with our neighbors.
I think that has to do with online dating. People aren't out. Like before, you used to go out to hang out to meet somebody. You're going to go to the bar, you're going to go to the club. You're going to be out in these streets, as they say, so that you can run into somebody and meet somebody. Everybody does that stuff inside now. You do it by your cell phone. Yeah, we're not going out to do it. What do you think, Shalaye?
So, I mean, he mentioned a certain different demographic, 15. He was focusing on 15 to 24, which I felt was odd. I'm like, at 15, first of all, like I don't think 15 to 19, you would have much money to party anyway. So seeing that decline, that was a little odd to me. But I agree with what he said. Like, you don't have, I think the problem is, or part of the problem is just the lack of asserting ourselves for connection because of this digital world and social media. I think that's part of the problem because, it doesn't necessarily, we've always had the saying, keeping up with the Joneses. So this isn't a new phenomenon that people have been overspending on keeping up with other people. It's not new. I think what is new is the disconnection in our communities. The real disconnection from our family, and I can even say for me, it's real. Like, how many times am I picking up the phone, calling my cousins and being like, hey, how you doing? Like, we should get together. We say it once a year when we go to the vineyard, y'all, when we get back, let's do a kickball game. And it never happens. So I think that part of it is this new world of disconnection because we have the illusion of connection on social media, and that's not real connection. And I think that the younger generation they're learning how to be disconnected. So if we don't, step in, it could get even harder. But I think that the money part is a part of it, but I think that the other part is just, we're being wired in a different way because of social media.
Yes. Nearly 50% of Americans can say they've lost close friends due to the cost of socializing. And Anonymous has an idea. He says, go to the park and meet a chick walking her dog. He said, them chicks walking them little dogs in the park be freaks. Now, that's not what makes it funny. I'm going to hate myself. Boomerang. Remember when old girl was out there walking her dog? Yes. I forgot the dog's name. That's what it made me think of. And that particular movie, it was a good time. But we don't get outside to meet people anymore. Like that age or any age, really, you used to be able to run into somebody at the grocery store, Home Depot. Now we're living in a digital world. People aren't going outside. Aisha, how do you feel? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that it has to do with money? Do you think that it has to do with connectivity? Do you think it has to do with the demographics and just where a person is in their life financially?
I think it's all of it, all of the above. all of the above. And again, it's sad to see that social media definitely plays a huge role in all the things that are happening to us today, whether it's overspending, whether it's not going out, it's social media. So you spend time on social media, you see people posting, oh, they were having brunch and they have samosas and mimosas and everything on the table, everything is perfect. You want to be like them, right? And then you spend a lot of time, you don't go out, you don't make friends, and then your friends are disconnected, and then they want to do something, and you're like, oh, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So social media definitely is one of the big things that is causing all those chasms everywhere that we're seeing. But I also believe that at the end of the day, right, no matter what it is, even though we're the spending of the money or the lack of spending of the money, are these your true friends or not? Because your true friends don't require all of that. They don't. If you have friends that really care about you and they know you, they understand who you are and what you're doing, that is not even a priority. Just spending time together and just talking is enough. And just maybe sharing, like you say, maybe a charcuterie board and a glass of wine or just water, whatever it is, it's fine. So it's only when we're trying to do what the others are doing that we get in trouble. Now
maybe we need to normalize that on social media. We need to start doing those parties with the cheese and crackers and grapefruit juice.
And just chatting, right? But it's not flamboyant enough. It's not flamboyant enough. It's not bougie enough.
Listen, I love the new moo parties. Have you guys seen those memes where they doing the new moo parties now?
They have moo parties?
Yes, the moo is taking over, but they're not like your grandma's moo. They're
the
like
nicer ones.
Yes, they have their whole new name for them now. They don't even call them moo, but they be flamboyant and extravagant. I think I might have one of those for my birthday this year. But I want to go to Dr. Sabrina before we go to commercial. Dr. Sabrina, how do you think we could and or should balance enjoying life while staying financially responsible, still being social, still having a good time? What could we be doing, or what should we be doing?
I think we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we have to recognize, acknowledge, and admit where we are financially. Where we are may not be where our friends are, where our friends' circle is. And you have a choice when you actually sit down and look at where you are. You can either stay inside or you can go outside. You have a choice. But if you choose to go outside, you know that that's going to come at a cost as well. So I think also putting yourself in spaces like the Black Business School, connecting with resources to help you learn how to build your wealth so that you do have additional resources, because it is expensive to live, especially people that live in some of the inner cities where, most of what they have is required just to pay rent, just to live. So there's not, in many instances, not a lot of money that is left over to socialize. And then we have to think about, you guys, a lot of those people in that age range that was talked about on the video a few minutes ago, we remember those babies came through the pandemic. They don't necessarily have social skills developed because when they were in, kindergarten or first grade or whatever, they were on lockdown. They were by themselves. They weren't in a position where they could socialize. So it's funny that we are now wondering, wow, why are we social creatures? Why are we socializing when we just went through something just a few years ago that had everybody isolated and separated? We don't have to wonder about why we are where we are. We should know. But I do think that a lot of things have to be and should be considered, but that has to start with us being true to ourselves and our own wallets and budgets. Dr. LaNee.
I like that, Dr. Sabrina. All right, we're going to keep the conversation going. We're going to go to a quick commercial, a video, and we'll see you guys back here in a hot second.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
We are going to watch a quick video and then we're going to come back and dive a little bit deeper.
The hardest part about being an adult is setting boundaries with your friends. Like, to be honest with you, I can't hang around my fun friends no more. Like, I can't do it on a regular night when I go to work in the morning, because at the end of the day, if I hang out with you, you gonna get me to be fun again. And when I'm fun, I spend money. And that's my problem. Like, I don't know when to stop spending money when I'm with my fun friends, and niggas forget that I have bills in a life. Whatever you doing with your life is what you doing with your life. But I'm setting the boundary. I'm not hanging out with my fun friends when I got work the next day, because, to be honest, I might not go to work the next day. And I need to go to work the next day. Like, we just out here bullshitting. We doing shit that we not supposed to be doing, because now we adults and we got adult money. But then we forget that we got to do adult responsibilities, like pay the bills, go to work, and do a whole bunch of regular life shit. Like, bro, I'm not hanging out with my fun friends on a regular goddamn day when I got to go to work. That's crazy. Like, I have to set the boundary now. Like, it's my fault now. It's not even their fault. Hey, bro, you want to? No, I don't want to do nothing with you. No, hell no. Nah. Hit me on next month. I'm cool. Like, this is your problem, bro. We can't be cool no more.
Listen, our fun friends, not responsible friends. I don't understand. So I get it, though. I remember, and Anonymous said, how old are you, bro? I get it. I remember, though, getting in at 4:00 a.m., having to be at work at 6:00 a.m.
Yes.
Young kids don't know nothing about a 1 hour nap and then doing the day. Like, they don't understand that.
And doing the job.
Yeah, when they get in at 4, I need 8 hours of sleep. What? Listen, I'm gonna come in at 4. I'm gonna give me that nice little 45-minute cat nap, jump up, brush my teeth, and I'm out the door, get to work, do what I do, come home, and I'm gonna go to take a full nap. Can't go out the next day, but I'm gonna do what it do. What are your thoughts on that video, Aisha?
Yeah, I thought he was on point, because I when I was speaking, I talked about my son. My son, he worked since he was 16 and a half at the lifeguard. And he earned money and he saved money. And I told him how you have to budget, because if you spend the money, it's finished. Him and his friends like to go out. His buddies from work, something have like to go out and they spend money. But now he understands that, wow, mom is right. If I spend the money, that's it. So he's beginning to really take it seriously. When he turned 17, now he's in college, he doesn't go out that much anymore. He has a budget. We sat down, we made a budget for him. Say, look, you can go out. Trust me. Remember we talked about budgeting 50, 30, 20%? Your want is 30%. Yes, allocate that money and have a fantastic time. But when that 30 is gone, it's gone. You don't go out anymore. You have to discipline yourself to know that, because then you can have a better life. But if you try to pull from all the other places, guess what? You'll be miserable and you'll be wondering what happened to me. So he started practicing that right before he graduated from high school, where he said, no, my money's, I'm out of money now. I have to stay home. And he stays home. I'm not going out. I say, good for you. So we already practice that muscle. Because if you don't practice that muscle, like you say, your cool friends are going to call you, let's go out. And you're spending money, I'm broke. Well, that's what happens when you go out with your fun friends that sometimes are borrowing the money to spend, and you want to be like them. No, you have to be disciplined. So I told my son, no, you need to start. So he started practicing, and I'm so proud of him that of course he's going to have sometimes where he falls away, but he's understanding that you need to take care of your money. Budget, budget, budget.
Perfect. High costs, socializing disproportionately affects Black households who spend a higher percentage of income on social and family obligations. Dr. Sabrina, are friends who spend together really friends, or just people keeping up appearances? So you got to be like, I can't hang out with you tonight because I got to pay my bills. Are those really your friends?
Well, I think they could be friends. They can be friends, but everybody is at a different season along, in a different place along their life journey and along their intellectual journey as well. And so one of the things that we have to add to this conversation is the fact that I see the word spend. And that's what we are doing as a community far too much. We are spending when we really should be adding investing into the equation, because I go back to this. It's great to have fun. I like to have fun. I like to go out and be with my friends. I like to do that. But again, where is the conversation around, instead of us going out every night to spend and have fun and take shots and all this, let's talk about, let's pull some of this money and start investing in the stock market. Let's start investing in some of these other things, income producing assets, so that we now have money that we can enjoy. So I think we just really need to broaden the conversation. It's nothing wrong with having a good time, but do we have the money? Can we really afford to be doing this? And if the answer is no, it's okay to tell people, I don't have it. Again, I go back to the Constance Carter. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anybody an explanation about why you can't go out. I don't have the money. I can't afford it. No, I'm not going. Thank you for the invitation. No, I won't be going tonight. And that's it. But we've got to broaden the conversation.
All right, Shalaye, I'm going to ask you this, and then we're going to start doing our final thoughts. How much do you think peer pressure impacts?
Yes, I'm so glad that you asked me that, because that was actually something that I wanted to say. You have to know your limitations in a peer setting, because I'm going to be completely honest. There have been times where I'm like, okay, I have these 4 events this week, and 3 of them was with friends, and then 1 is a business event, right? And I'm only going to spend this much when I get with friends. But then you get with them, you're talking, you're socializing, you want another drink? And I'm like, no. And it's like, oh, come. I've been in those situations where it's like, okay, I had the other drink or more appetizers. And then I get the bill and I'm like, okay, I didn't mean to spend this much. So I think you have to really be conscious if you're going to go ahead and go out before you get there. Like, this is my limit. I am spending $50 or $75. This is my limit. Another thing too, what I do, because my income is totally commission based, right? So I don't get a check every week or every 2 weeks. I get a check when I close, clients. And so I allocate a portion of what I get to the fun stuff. Like, I have a vacation account that every time I get paid, I put 5% of my income in there. And that's for my vacations. And if I want to do another vacation, that's fine. I need to just look around and make sure that everything else is taken care of and the things that I want to do are taken care of. And then sometimes I have gone above and beyond that vacation account. But I think that preparing for it before that moment happens is going to be where the power lies with most of us, because we get in those situations and you're having fun and you're going to spend more than you intended to.
Listen, that is the truth. I think that. So I've been trying to figure out how to build this in. Let's go to the video, and then I'll tell what I'm talk about what I'm talking about. Let's go to the video first.
Okay, this person's asking, what if your interests don't align with your budget or your finances, right? So she said specifically, what if, for example, I like mountains and Indian food, but I meet somebody who wants to do those things and I can't afford to do it? I'm going to give you some scripts on what to say in just a second. Okay. But in the meantime, I want you to keep 2 things in mind. The first is, we're not going to be sorry or apologetic about our financial situation. We're not going to feel shame around it. Shame means you feel bad about it. But if you are doing ethical things to get your money and you're working as hard as you can, you're doing what you can, there's no shame or embarrassment around doing what you can do. I say that because a lot of times when we respond to people's social invitations, it's with apology. I'm so sorry, but I can't. Or we're thinking of ways to like lie about it or to explain and justify. Your situation's your situation, okay? And the second thing is, you're always going to offer alternatives. So we've got to get creative with alternate ways we can engage in our interests that don't necessarily look like paying thousands of dollars to make a trip. But there are other ways I can enjoy the interests, right? So for example, let's say you have a friend who asks you to go to an exhibit, a limited exhibit that's coming to the museum, and it's like $40. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't, right now I don't have the disposable income for a $40 ticket, right? Plus food or whatever. So instead of saying, oh, I can't afford that right now. Okay. Instead, I'm going to say, yeah, I heard about that exhibit and it looks so good, but with a couple other things I've got going on, I don't think I can add a $40 ticket to it. So, there is this podcast though that I heard about all about the artist, and apparently it's really good. I'm gonna send you a link. So how about like we listen to it together on Saturday and then link up to talk about it, because I know we're gonna have thoughts. You'll notice my energy's still high. I'm still smiling. My body language is not that of a person who is sorry or embarrassed. My body language is of a person who's confident and who says, hey, this is the situation. I can't swing that right now, but let's do this instead. Are you down? And the right friends don't need an expensive backdrop upon which to interact. The right people, at the end of the day, they want your company. And it would be a cherry on top to be able to take the trip or do the whatever. But at the end of the day, they want you. So
I have a girlfriend who I've been friends with for a really, really long time, loved dearly. And I noticed that I started, as we were hanging out, she was like, I'm just not like you. I don't have the same drive. I don't have the same ambition. You know what you want. You have a business. You're doing all these great things. And I'd be like, yeah, but you're doing great things too. You've been at your company for 20 years. You have steady income. You got health insurance. Like, you doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? But I just started noticing every time that we saw each other, she would start comparing our lifestyles. And then all of a sudden, just disappeared. And so I would call him like, yo, where you at? What's up? Let's go have lunch. Let's go do something. No, I'm good. All right. Something came up. Hey, we're going out of town. We're going to do this. Do you want to go? Who's going? Me and a couple other girlfriends that are kind of at my level. No, I'm good. And so finally I was like, yo, what's up? Like, did I do something to you? Are you mad? Are you frustrated? She was like, no, I just don't think that we live our lives the same way. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I go where you go where I go. It's not a money thing, because like I said, she's worked at her job for 20 plus years. She can go, she can come, but she just, for some reason, felt like how I was living my life was negatively impacting hers mentally, not in real life. Right. And so sometimes these financial conversations, sometimes these friendships, it can be a financial thing. It could be a lifestyle thing. What for our final thoughts, right? Because a lot of people who watch us are successful people, and you can lose a friend or a friendship for a variety of different things. I didn't do anything to this woman. Loved her dearly. I see her on social media all the time. She still text messages me, calls me on my birthday, but now I feel some kind of way, and I'm trying not to, but now I feel some kind of way, because I'm like, you're not my friend because I'm driven. That's the like, and I bring you along. Try this, do this. Have you thought about this? Let's talk about retirement. Like, I'm big ups to you, trying to lift you up, and you don't want to kick it with me or talk to me because I'm driven, right? So in our final thoughts today, what do you do if you're the person, right? You're not the person who doesn't have the funds to go and kick it, but you're the person who's living a particular life, and your friends don't want to be friends with you because of how you live. Let's let that be our final thoughts, because there's a lot of successful people in our chats who are doing big things. They're investing, they're in real estate, they're going to A, B, and C, they're showing up here every day. And they may be losing friends because of the drive that they have, because they are investing, because their life is starting to change and they are starting to do different things. They haven't changed up with their friends, right? They're still friends with the people, but the people are now looking at them different. We'll start with you, Aisha. We're going to keep these quick and fast. We have 2 minutes, so we just want your final thought, where people can find you, and then we'll go to the next queen.
Yeah, friendship are important. Relationships are important. We can't negate that no matter what. We have to find a way to keep our friendships and relationships strong. But money shouldn't be the measure of our friendship. It should never be. Whether we become successful or somebody is still where they were, it shouldn't be. And if we become successful, are we going to change? Yeah, we might change maybe because people we hang out with, but our core friends, if they cannot see it for what it is and still love us and enjoy our presence and our time together, then that's on them. Because to me, I feel like we should always be kind and present to our friends, no matter what. That's the bottom line. And but money shouldn't change us. Friendships, relationships matter. My name is Aisha Virzi. You can reach me at the Black Business School as a coach, or at www.aishavirzi.com. If you need any help with insurance, I'm an expert in that space. I can help you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Dr. Sabrina, what are your final thoughts for today?
Again, to echo what Aisha said, friendships are important, but I think it's important for us to realize that sometimes our friendships are seasonal. We have some friends that are meant to be with us through the springs of our lives, the summers of our lives, the falls of our lives, and the winters of our lives. As we grow, we will find that sometimes our friends will not grow. And it's not that we're leaving them behind, it's just that we're on two different trajectories at that time. And it's okay. It's okay sometimes to step away and do you and not try to minimize you or make yourself small because your friend is not there. That's not to say that they won't get there. They're just not there at that time. And so we have to, of course, extend some grace to our friends, allow them to grow. But the main thing is for us to keep growing, always keep growing. And with that being said, I am Dr. Sabrina Williams, educator, author, and investor, opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted and I am so excited and delighted to be here on the Fly Nubian Money podcast. And I would be very excited to work with you as your life and legacy planning strategist.
I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabrina. Shalaye, what you think? What you think? What's your final thought for the day?
LaNee, I've been through a similar experience with a couple friends. I'll say 2 to 3. One friendship actually rebounded, and we're still friends. We've been friends for almost 15 years. What I did in those situations, sometimes, you have to realize that when you don't think like everyone else and you don't do things like everyone else, sometimes to some people that can be either a threat or make them uncomfortable, or you can also be a mirror. And then maybe they have some things in them that they wanted to do, but they see that in you and it just makes them feel uncomfortable. What I do is I step back. I don't force anything, and I step back and I let that person sit in whatever that they're feeling. And if they're a real friend, they're going to come to me and we're going to have a conversation about that. But I have been in those situations, and like Sabrina said, some friends are just seasonal. Some people are meant to be in your life for a certain amount of time, and then it's over. And it was beautiful for what it was. So I am Shalaye Camillo, CEO and founder of Vital Source Realty. I am in Boston, Massachusetts, but I would love to help you buy or sell real estate anywhere in the United States and Canada. And I can help you, your friends, your family. You can find me on social media at Shalaye Camillo. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube there. And you can visit my website, vitalsourcerealty.com. I'd love to help you guys.
I love that. Thank you so much, Shalaye. So to round us out, I think that real friendship is between two people who love each other, respect each other. If you want to ball out at a $200 brunch, let's go. If you want to kick it at the house and watch movies and popcorn Jiffy style, old school, boo, 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 let's go. It's somebody who loves you and respects you where you are. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to spend like you pay. Like, it's just somebody who can appreciate you for where you are. If you can spend, you do it. If you don't, they don't love you any less, and you don't have to try to impress them. And so I'm Dr. LaNee Javet. I am a brand new brilliant strategist. I help service-based Black entrepreneurs who package and sell their expertise to monetize what they know so they can make that dough. Today, we talked about socializing and that it doesn't cost a fortune to be meaningful. We also talked about the hidden costs of friendship, the pressure to keep up appearances, and how to maintain relationships without sacrificing your financial or mental health. Remember, boundaries are healthy, and saying no doesn't make you a bad friend. We definitely appreciate you tuning in with us today. We appreciate all of you that we met this weekend at All Black National Convention. We appreciate the love. We thank you so much for tuning in Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. On behalf of myself, Dr. LaNee Javet, Shalaye, Dr. Sabrina, and Aisha, we bid you farewell. Have a great day. Stay Black, be positive, and be one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.